The first thing the girl did after being reborn was dig open her parents' graves with her own hands. Seeing their burned bodies, she finally confirmed they had faked their deaths. In her previous life when her parents died, they left behind her 3-year-old brother. She had no choice but to quit school and work. 15 years of hardship later, she raised her brother into the top scorer of the college entrance exam, but at his graduation banquet, she suddenly saw her parents who had been dead for 15 years. They were arm in arm with the scheming girl. The girl rushed over in disbelief to reunite with them, but her mother's bodyguards beat her to death on the spot. Her brother stood by coldly, willing to sacrifice her life for his future. The scheming girl sneered, saying only with the girl dead could her swapped identity remain hidden. Only then did the girl realize she was the real daughter of the richest family. Her parents had faked their deaths years ago, just to abandon her and her brother, and live comfortably in the city with the scheming girl. Now that her brother was successful, they returned to share his honor. The girl died filled with regret and resentment, but heaven pitied her, and she was reborn. Back to the day of her parents' funeral, without hesitation, she dug open the coffins, and was shocked to see charred corpses. The villagers heard the commotion and rushed over, accusing her of being unfilial for desecrating her parents' graves. The girl knelt before the village chief, saying she only wanted to see her parents one last time. She asked why he had told her they fell from a construction site, when clearly the bodies had been burned. The chief hurried to explain they had indeed died in a fire, but when she asked about the construction site's compensation, the chief froze. To cover the truth, he calmed her down, while secretly calling her parents in the city. Minutes later, he told her the site would pay her $5,000, and urged her to take good care of her brother. Seeing her parents' generosity, the girl wasn't surprised, knowing they only cared about the scheming girl. After the funeral, she carried her young brother on her back and went to the city. For the next 15 years, she worked herself to the bone to raise him. Once again, he became the top scorer in the college entrance exam. On the day scores were released, their home was surrounded by reporters. Seeing her brother's speech on TV, she knew their parents would soon show up. At the graduation banquet, her brother excitedly invited her on stage. The villagers praised her endlessly, but the next second, the doors swung open, and the parents who had been dead for 15 years walked in. The guests erupted in shock, questioning the village chief. He could only bow his head in shame. The mother rushed to show care for the brother, but when he failed to recognize them, they immediately blamed the girl, accusing her of poisoning his mind. The girl retorted coldly. Her parents had been dead for over a decade, and now they appeared only to enjoy her brother's honor. The father grew furious, and raised his hand to strike her, but at the last second, her brother stepped in front of her, and his words left the parents completely stunned.